Welcome to your Karma Connections, Aries. It's July 2023. Dadhichi here from astrology.com.au. You know, we're continuing this theme of karma and how karma plays out. The horoscope is simply a blueprint of your karma and when the likely time of that karma coming to fruition is. And this month I want to focus on your fifth house. Fifth house is the house of past karma. And right now you have an incredible combination of Venus and Mars, Venus closing in on Mars in this fifth house. Venus is the marital ruler for Aries, and Mars is, of course, your ruling planet for the sun sign of Aries. And therefore, this is a very important combination. It tells us right now you have a lot of positive past karma associated with love affairs, romance, creativity, your children. All of these areas of your life are dominated by this rather powerful conjunction. It's very saucy, very seductive, spicy, animated, sociable, sexual, all of the things that you like to hear. It's actually a very lovely combination there in fifth house. Gives you a lot of dynamic energy, a lot of drive. And it's interesting that we see also the 11th Mercury moving into this sign of Leo. So there's a dominant theme here. And the karma is usually good if the planets are favorable to you. We see here some debt has to be paid to someone. I don't mean that in the financial sense. As I've said on many occasions, the real currency is time, but there are other forms of currency other than money, such as your emotions, your intellectual property, your ideas, what you share with another person. And this planet Mercury rules your sixth house of debt. So after the 11th, maybe this warm and fuzzy feeling that you've been having over your relationships might start to impact you in different ways. There might be a sense that, yeah, you're indebted to someone that you like, or you have some sort of spiritual or moral obligation to them at this juncture. I should have mentioned there's a slight relief from all of this through the full moon that's in Capricorn, your 10th house, on the 3rd. That's going to occur in the same sector as Pluto is now transiting. So you've got a full moon and that transformative Pluto still doing its work there, retrogressing. It's going to be a big, powerful build-up of emotional energy for your career, your work, your professional directions. And that full moon sets in motion those powerful energies. On the 10th, that Mars in Leo, which we've been talking about at the outset of your reading, enters into the 6th house. Now that precedes by one day the movement of Mercury into Leo. So there's a dual sort of debt factor here for you, Aries. The fact that Mercury rules your 6th house of debts, and Mars, your ruling planet, is moving into this 6th house of debts. So that's why I mentioned earlier the likelihood of romance being the focus of the month, but being tinged with that past karma of debt, an obligation. On that note, I mentioned one of the rules I've often talked about, which is, it's one of the life rules really, not to allow yourself to be indebted. And here we see a perfect example. The easiest way to get indebted is to become infatuated and not let your brain at least have equal say in the decisions that you make. Because right now they will be swayed by that impulse, and you'll find that this second half of the month you'll start to feel the necessity of that karma to pay back some of those life debts, so to speak. There's a new moon on the 18th, which I think is significant. That new moon takes place in the sign of Cancer, heralding some new opportunities on the home front, a shift in strategy or trajectory, a desire to, really make your home a haven. That's the fact that the sun is there, moon swings around on the 18th and does its new moon energy there in that fourth house, new moon, meaning new beginnings. That new moon will move into that fifth house, reactivating and connecting with Mercury in that fifth house. So just when we thought Mars was leaving and bringing to a simmer these emotional, creative, sexual feelings, the fresh new moon is going to recapitulate, so to speak. So there's more of that romantic energy still there for you throughout the last part of the month. And finally, at the very tail end of the month, that debt planet Mercury moving into that sixth house, indicating an opportunity to square off your debts. And even if you've got enemies or people that are haranguing you for money, a good time to use a little persuasive skill, negotiation power to get a better deal for yourself. Don't forget to check out the monthly forecast. We've added more there. This is just my brief take on a couple of important transits that I see impacting your karma right now in this Karma Connection segment. Astrology.com.au, check it out. Daily, weekly, monthly, yearly readings for you there, all available free. Don't forget to subscribe though, that's all I ask. Tell your friends, subscribe on that button. Drop me a line if you need to, and I'll see you here next month. Bye-bye, take care.